Whew, that was close.
You left the genetic stabilizer behind.
Yeah, I know, because we didn't have enough room.
We had plenty of room.
LD, don't be so uptight. The genetic stabilizer is fine.
If anything happens to the stabilizer, all the Caliban mutants will mutate further and produce massive amounts of chaos.
What is it with you and chaos? We like chaos. Chaos is fun.
Chaos is not fun. Chaos is disorganization and headaches.
Well, what do you want me to do about it? We can't go back. The headquarters is probably swarming with molten Parish agents by now.
That's my point. What if they destroy the WAFL headquarters and the stabilizer in the process?
LD, shut up. It'll be fine. We just need to lay low for a while.
We need the genetic stabilizer. The future's at stake.
Alright, how about this? I'll kill two birds with one stone. We'll lie low in the future, and I'll show you that it's not overrun with Calibans.
But what if I'm right and the world's been taken over by monsters?
We have guns, don't we?
But...
Initiating protocol P Thwartle Q Wordle Spec Zip Meta Gyro 39 Flitzo.
Are you even saying anything?
Dipple Doppel Dinkle Dervel Doop. Let's see. If I were a large army of mutant monsters, I'd probably take me about 30 years to take over the world. So, let's start there. Only to find that everything's okay and there'll be no monsters. There'll probably be big shiny cities instead. Maybe we'll get to see some flying cars. I've always wanted to see flying cars.
Have you remembered nothing?
To 2040! Here we are, 2040. Doesn't everything look beautiful?
It's changed.
Oh, only a little bit, in subtle ways.
The entire Amazon rainforest is gone. The whole US is a desert.
More room for agriculture. There's clearly been a population boom.
That makes no sense, and there is no population.
Yes, there is. Let me prove you wrong.
What on earth just happened? Where have you taken me?
Oh, welcome, Your Majesty, to my humble abode. Well, I also happen to work here, but I also live here. We all do, in the unfortunate year of 2040.
So that means...
Yes! Welcome to the future. That short clip of time you just left was one of the last periods humanity dominated this planet. Since then, our world has been ruled by other things.
So this is what has to become of Molten?
Yes, although it has been since named Ghoul-Ramond.
Ghoul-Ramond?
It's a word from the BLT's language for Land of Rebirth.
Land of Rebirth?
Yes, that's what I just said, pay attention. The world has been overrun by mutant animals known as Calibans. First there were less than 100, but then they grew in numbers and began to affect other creatures, even humans. This is Falxfar, formerly George. He developed certain mutations after eating a radioactive pear.
I don't see why we had to rename me Falxfar.
Be quiet, Falxfar! You can never live up to the man you were. Stop lying to yourself. Our dear Falxfar is what we call an Oompa Loompa, one of many androgynous lugs of our Mutant Peasants Alliance.
I'm also your head Caliban researcher.
Oh yes, that too. But more importantly, oh my god, look at that thing on his head. It's disgusting! Ugh! Gross.
Is it just you two here?
No, there are a few more of us around here. It's a pleasure to meet you, by the way. Faithfuls told us all about you.
He has?
Well, yes, you're the key to all of this, of course.
How?
We don't know. Yet. We just know that you are.
And how do you know that I am the key?
Because I'm sure of it.
But how?
Well, I remember that when I was fairly young, about 30 years ago, that you went off with this strange man from the future in the year 2040, because the man kept insisting that you were the key. So after waiting all these years, I grew tired of waiting for this man to arrive, and I went back in time myself to find a younger version of me.
What?
That all made a lot more sense in my head.
Wait a minute. You are Faithfully?
Well, not anymore. Now I'm Father Faithful.
But that's basically you are so sane.
Well, I can explain that. About 10 years ago, he was bitten by a mutant acorn. He's never been the same since.
And I've never been the same ever since ever.
Besides Faithful's insanity, we've had a few other accidents here and there. But no matter, what we've still kept as our main mission is to undo what has been done to this world and to save all of our fellow brothers of humanity.
Be quiet, Felixbar. You don't even count as human. You reproduce asexually.
I'm sorry, I don't have any control over my spores.
Ugh! You would not believe what we have been through because of him. One morning, we found another Oompa Loompa next to him. Apparently you had to butt it off of him during the night.
There are more of you.
Well, actually,
Yes, of course! Felixbar 2! Get in here! This is Felixbar 2. He's an exact replica of the original Felixbar, except that he looks nothing like him and has a completely different personality and set of ambitions and beliefs. But he's still an exact replica! Look at him!
Hi.
Felixbar 2 is my brother's assistant. He helped create the mini communicators that were used to travel through time.
If you have access to time travel, why don't you help stop this world from coming into existence?
We have been. The only thing is we can only create portals to and from the year 2010.
Psh, how lame. Mine can go anywhere I wanted to.
Wow! Incredible! Do you mind if we could maybe borrow that and study it so we can adapt our own?
Not at all.
Scientific lust.
Is this the Jena woman?
Oh, yes it is.
Oh, how exciting! She's the key to all of this.
The key to what?
We already told you. We don't know, you just are. Why don't you ever listen?
Then why did you bring me here if you don't know what I'm supposed to do in the first place?
It all made a lot more sense in my head.
Brace yourself for impact! Put on your seatbelt!
We don't have seatbelts!
Are you okay?
Oh dear God.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Ugh. Where are we?
2040!
I asked where, not when.
Molten. We're back in Molten. 30 years from the present day.
This is Molten?
Yep, in our time it was a bustling suburban neighborhood, but now it seems to be deserted.
That proves my point. The Calibanes destroyed this place. We need to go back.
Or this place is deserted because everyone moved away to live in the shiny cities of the future.
There are no shiny cities. This is it. The world is dead.
Well, if we're gonna find one of these shiny cities, maybe we can pick up a signal outside.
You're not listening.
Come on, LD, the future awaits.
What are you doing?
Quiet, LD. I'm looking for radio waves or Wi-Fi. Then we can trace it to the source, which will hopefully be a giant city.
What did I just tell you about big shiny cities?
Shh! I hear something. I'm picking up some sort of reading. Maybe it's some sort of future train.
Your excuse for this one?
We finally made alien contact!
Maybe you could help us get rid of the calibanes.
Oh, yes! That's a good idea. I like that.
Fine. Where's the nearest one?
Well, it's in this building, actually.
Good. Let's get started.
Whoa, whoa! No! We're not going to hurt my beloved Celix.
Your pet monster? You still have it.
We originally had one of our volunteers steal Celix for research when he was just an egg. But we've learned all we can from him, so we mostly just use Celix as our guard dog.
That's guard chupacabra to you.
The one thing Celix did teach us is that calibanes mutate over time. The more they mutate, the worse they get.
So I suppose your Celix is rather unsightly by now.
No, actually. British Jonah built a genetic stabilizer that's specific to Celux's DNA. It stops Celux from mutating any farther.
Why didn't you just build one of your stabilizers for all the calibanes?
Well, we need their DNA. There are millions of calibanes out there. It'd be impossible.
Well then what is possible?
Well, how about the BLT?
No, not the BLT. They are too dangerous.
There's hardly any of them left. If we don't learn their secrets soon, they'll soon become extinct.
Jenazar's is extremely important and she needs to be kept alive. The BLT would sacrifice her in an instant.
She's not defenseless, you know. We keep saying that she's the key. Maybe this is what she's supposed to do.
What? What am I supposed to do?
There's this tribe of people a few miles from here, the Blue Lines tribe, or BLT. They seem to have some sort of power over the creatures. If we learn how they control calibanes, we could domesticate them and restock the world with what little people we have left.
Well then, let's go talk to them and ask. Why is this so difficult?
Well, the BLT aren't exactly friendly and they have a thing for sacrificing people.
Sacrifice.
Yes, they sacrifice people they don't get along with to a certain calibane. I forgot the name, though.
Well?
Fine. You're right. The genetic stabilizer has been broken and now our planet's been taken over by mutant animals.
Finally.
Oh, shut up. You and I know this is a bit ridiculous. This whole show is if you think about it.
But it's true, and we need to fix this. We need to fix what we've done.
Fine. Let's get back to the truffle ship, make our way back to our own time, tough the agents, get the genetic stabilizer, and save the world. Although making our way back to the truffle ship might be harder than it sounds.
Perhaps if we use a system of stealth and logic, we may be able to sneak around.
I have a better idea. Evasive
It's pointless to talk to the BLT. I'm sorry, Jena.
Well, what isn't useless? All you people do is shoot down my ideas. What have you done to prevent this future besides bringing me here?
Lots of things.
We tried to destroy WAFL so that the Calibanes weren't created.
We tried destroying the artifact so the Blue Lines tribe never happened.
And we stole Celux, but none of that has worked. So, you're our last hope. So, fix this problem.
How?
We don't
know!
Father Faithfully, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure. What is it?
I just had some questions about some church points. To get a lot of church points, you gotta do something really big, right?
Yes.
Like recreating the Garden of Eden, or stealing a Calibane egg, or stealing a book from an ancient city. Stuff like that, right? Like hiding the key.
Do I know you?
No.
But you do know me.
Sassafras?
Well, not exactly. But you can call me Sassafras if you'd like.
What are you doing here? What just happened?
What did you do with Genosaurus?
What does it matter?
It all matters. Tell me where she is.
I refuse.
Now, tell me where she is.
For the sake of the planet Earth, I must refuse. She's in the year 2040 with a future version of me.
Ha! That was easier than I thought. What a weak little mind you have. I bet you probably become senile by the year 2040. It'll just be that much easier for me to take her from you.
What are you going to do to her?
You really should have killed Genosaurus when you had the chance. It was really the only way of stopping me.
Oh, wait! I just got an idea that'll solve all our problems. It's genius! Why didn't I think of this before?
Well, tell us your idea. What is it?
You know, now that I think about it, I could really just make things easier for my future self right now. My plan cannot work without Genosaurus, but it can work even better without you.
No, please. You don't have to do this.
It will make sense one day, Mr. Faithful. Have faith. It's in your name, isn't it? You'll now be able to watch the story play out from your own personal cloud in heaven. Or do you even believe in that sort of thing?
Well, all we have to do is...
Not again.
I hate it when we pop out of existence like that.
Oh god. Oh god. Here come the memories.
Damn it! I hate memories.
Memories hurt!
I can remember his funeral, and it was so boring. Oh no! Oh no!
British Jonah!
Oh no! No! There's a goat at that party. I'm sorry, goat.
I know. I'm developing memories too.
I'm so sorry for your loss. You must have been an excellent brother.
If you need a shoulder to cry on.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I remember being in mourning for a good solid 2 months 30 years ago. But I'm fine now.
What just happened?
Well, Faithful popped out of existence.
What?
Well, about a minute ago from our perspective, our team was led by a man known as Faithful, my brother. But now time has changed and Faithfuls have been dead for 30 years.
But Faithful was the one who brought me here. If he died 30 years ago, how am I still here?
Loophole?
No.
Get another memory. I was the one who brought you here, remember?
Yeah, I remember now.
Feels funny, doesn't it?
It's like a massive headache.
Make it stop!
I can't. We have to let the memories run the course.
1920! I didn't eat that fish, I swear, Mother! It wasn't me! It wasn't me.
Okay. There. I think the memories have run their course and we have now readjusted to the new timeline.
But if time has changed, how do we still remember Faithful from when he was here a minute ago?
You ask so many questions.
It's like sassafras. Remember the timelines where Faithful survived because we've all been exposed to PT, having all jumped through portals at one time or another.
Time changes constantly. It just usually goes unnoticed. Whatever has happened in the past will directly affect the present. We just remember how things were because our minds have been altered by PT radiation.
How can the past affect the present when the present is currently here because the past already happened?
Wait, I'm confused.
Because the past, along with the future and present, isn't set in stone and keeps changing. All of time is really happening at once in an endless spiral of cause and effect.
But so that doesn't make any sense.
It's just time travel. Time travel never makes sense. You just nod your head and say, okay.
Well, I suppose our next course of action is to come up with a new plan to prevent this existence from coming into reality.
You just said time changes anyway. Why not wait until a better reality comes along?
Because time changes slowly and we're getting impatient of just sitting around here hoping for the next best thing.
Plus, with the way time is changing now, things are just getting worse.
The BLT didn't actually come into existence until about 2 weeks ago, but now they've been our neighbors for like 30 years.
And now we have to...
British Jonah, what is upstairs?
Well, seeing as we're all here right now, I suppose that the only thing that could be left upstairs would be Celux.
So, Faithful said it was tamed.
Yes, it was tamed. By Faithful. Well, at least we know that it isn't more horrific than it already was, seeing as I built the genetic stabilizer and I'm still here. So it's still stable, it's just...
Wild.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Quick, does anybody have any new memories of taming Celux in Faithful's place?
I remember, and they still called me George. We didn't know what to do with it, so we released the baby chupacabra into the wild.
So how did it get in?
Oh, I can explain that. I left the balcony door open.
Why did you do that?
It was hot, and the air outside was so cool, and I just forgot to close the door.
How do we even know if this is your Celux anyways? Perhaps it's simply a different monster.
Nope, I can recognize the walking pattern of Celix's footsteps from the previous timeline. That's definitely Celix.
Oh, that's ridiculous!
Shh! As the head Calabani researcher, who do you think studied Celix the most?
Oh, so you just happened to release the baby Celux into the wild years ago, and today of all days, he's grown up and returned home. You expect me to believe that?
Well, yeah.
Why are you all afraid of the Celux anyways? If you know him the most, you know all of his weaknesses. Go up there and kill him.
Dog-eating chupacabras are ruthless killers. Celux could eat us in a matter of minutes.
What about that one instance we heard about back in 2010, when those boys killed one?
That was with a beast bazooka, and last time I checked we didn't have one of those on hand. Besides, 2 of those boys never returned, if I must remind you.
Ugh, okay. This is stupid. Tell me where to shoot.
The weakest part is their neck.
You're not so terrifying. I've shut down dragons bigger than you. Oh, shoot.
Great, this is a great time for this to malfunction!
Wait a second! This is a great time to use this, don't you think? I've always wanted to visit the year 2004.
What about Jena's araes? Shouldn't we wait for her? No!
Oh, it's you. I've heard about you. Now, take me to your leader.
Ugh.